Sure.
You can go ahead.
Okay, so Prashant, can you just go to the next slide? Okay, so hi everyone. This is Akhil Padgilwar, and I am UiPath MVP 2025, and I work for Cubotica, which is based in Phoenix, and I am a RPA discovery expert, as well as I work as a RPA developer too. So it's been like a great thing for us to host this session. So thanks to Diana to like give us that opportunity to deliver this session and share our knowledge with everyone within the community. So yeah, over to Prashant.
Hello everyone, this is Prashant Dharawat. I am a lead software engineer at Cubotica. I have more than 6+ years of experience in UiPath, and I have expertise in mostly all the services available within UiPath. And welcome to the session. Hope we have a interactive session today.
Okay, and so Russ will be joining in the next session. So he's the third speaker. And right now, Logesh has joined. He's also an MVP. So Logesh, please go ahead if you want to introduce.
Hi everyone, my name is Logesh. I'm a technical architect in Cubotica. I have 13+ years of experience in the automation world and in the IT industry. Plus, I have 5+ years of industry in UiPath. I'm here to help you with any questions, chat, anything. So feel free to reach out.
Perfect. Thank you, Logesh. Prashant, go to next slide. Okay, so we'll quickly understand the agenda for the today's session. So first we'll be starting with the introduction of the Maestro, what exactly it is, how it works, and couple of like different bits and parts of the Maestro. Then we'll be mainly focusing on the BPMN in the Maestro, like how what exactly BPMN means, like understanding the BPMN concept and the components of it. Like BPMN is consist like of many different things. So we'll understand that what is the purpose of it, what are the different benefits of the BPMN. So we'll cover pretty much all of it in this session. And another thing is like architecture and the capabilities, how you can set up the Maestro like with the technical expertise that we have. So Prashant will go over that, and he will show you the use case as well for the Maestro. And we'll end up with the questions. In between that, if you have any question, feel free to post it in the chat to understand, like to clarify your questions. And yeah, that's pretty much all for the today's session agenda. So go to the next slide. So if you see this UiPath Maestro, what exactly UiPath Maestro? It's a cloud orchestration platform that integrates different parts of the UiPath platform. Like you have UiPath Intelligent Automation agents, like you have RPA workflows, you have different UiPath apps. So all those things you can integrate together, and you will create an end-to-end process for the like RPA orchestration. So it will, if you see the main key capabilities of the Maestro, it will be like end-to-end process where you're replacing the disconnected task with the intelligent, adaptive, and end-to-end process that are easier to manage, scale, and optimize. So right now, if you see it, like you will be having a RPA workflows, you will be having your UiPath apps, and but there will be no orchestration all together at one place. Like you want to connect your agent, you want to connect your like RPA workflows, you want to connect many different bits and parts of the like the RPA platform. But how you can connect that, how you can orchestrate that, that all things comes with the capabilities with the Maestro. So it will help you to manage, scale, and optimize. Then second thing is real-time monitoring. So here we are going to leverage the centralized control and ensure the compliance, supervise every workflow instances. So I would say it's like a pipeline, end-to-end pipeline that we are going to create with the BPMN diagram. So that BPMN diagram will show you everything from start to end, as we are going to show this into the demo as well. So it will show you everything from your RPA workflows, your manual task, your like different pools and swim lanes in that diagram, and as well as like your agents too. So everything will be at one place. you can monitor that as soon as you run any of the workflows. If it is failing somewhere, if it is like not going correct at one place, you can monitor everything all together in UiPath Maestro. Then third key and capability is accelerate the transformation, where you're going to utilize the continuous process mining, actionable analytics, and built-in A/B tests for enterprise governance and reliability. So even UiPath Maestro give you an opportunity to like get this data into the process mining so that you can create your own dashboard with the process mining. So it has the direct connection between the process mining and UiPath Maestro. So it brings all the automation actors into single orchestration layer to boost efficiency, reduce manual intervention, and transform enterprise operation at scale. So exactly like this, what I mentioned. So it's like a pipeline from start to end. So you will see it in a bit. So yeah. So important part of the UiPath Maestro is BPMN for any dynamic agent workflow. So if you can go to next slide, Prashant. So first we need to understand what exactly BPMN is. So the full form of the BPMN is business process model notation. So it's like a visual standard for representing the business process and the workflows. So I would say think of it as like a flowchart language, like used to worldwide to model how task, decision, event happen in the business processes. So mainly for that reason we use the BPMN, and if you see, it's a worldwide adopted model for the business processes and workflows. So most of the there are multiple different kind of tools that are used to build BPMN diagrams. Like we have UiPath Maestro, there is Commodore, and different type of tools that to build a BPMN like BPMN diagram. So why BPMN is important, right? It provides like a common language for a business user and the technical user. So even if you're like sending this BPMN to any other technology person or any other department, it's like a worldwide accepted, adopted standard language of the workflow, right? So as soon as you send it to them, they will understand all the notation, because the kind of a notation that we follow within the BPMN are pretty much same everywhere in all the different tools. So it helps organization understand, analyze, and improve their processes. And it's like used globally as a standard to ensure the consistency. So it won't be like inconsistent throughout the ways, and it won't be like if you are sharing with someone within different organization, they will not understand. It's not like that. They will understand with the like kind of a notations that you are using within the BPM and diagram and all those things. So that's the major goal of it. And if you can see this, it comes with the different kind of a task where we are going to start the process, we are going to do different kind of a tasks, then we are going to make a different decision within the process, and then we will transfer that and move it towards the end. So this is pretty much all about the BPM, and so it's just like an overview of it. So go to next slide, Prashant. So BPM in UiPath Maestro. So again, this is the same part where I mentioned about what exactly BPMN model is, but within UiPath Maestro, the BPMN designer in Studio Web empowers the process like owners to visualize, refine, and manage the business process collaboratively and efficiently. So as I mentioned in the previous slide for the UiPath Maestro, where we have all manual tasks, sometime you might be having your automated tasks, sometime you might be having your agents, sometime you might be having different things, right? If sometime it might be like you are waiting for some data. So all those different things, it will provide you within the UiPath Maestro BPM and designer within UiPath's Web Studio, and it will help you to bridge the gap between the business and IT team. So this was the major goal of the BPMN. And go to next slide. And the key benefits of the BPMN, if you see, it's the clarity, easily document and visualize even the most complex enterprise workflows. So when it comes to normal flowchart or workflows, it will be very hard to understand. Like you can create it within your organization, right? But when it comes to like sharing it with maybe some other person or maybe some like within different organization, when you are presenting it, if you don't follow the BPMN guidelines or the like symbols and those different notations, it will be hard to understand what exactly it is. So that will provide a clarity if you use the BPMN. Then alignment, it is like a standardizes the process models, ensuring the business analyst and the developers are always in sync. So the because I found most of the time with my experience that like business analysts and developers will be having that conflict, and they will be spending a lot of time to understand, okay, what exactly this part in this particular process, what are the different things that we are doing in this process. When we follow this BPMN notation, it will be clarified to the developer, okay, this is the place where we should be waiting, this is the place where we need to do a manual task or a human in action and all those different things. So that will give us like a more alignment within the process. Then third is reusability, where BPM and workflows can be standardized, reused, and adapted as a business need evolve, enabling the rapid automation at scale. So definitely you can reuse that. Then the seamless automation, where BPM and models transition directly to executable orchestrator workflows in Maestro, unifying RPA bots, AI agent, and people within a single or governed process. That's what I mentioned. It's like a seamless automation from start to end, even like you have like thousand things connected at all together, like your human in action, your workflows, your agents, and everything in the seamless automation. Okay, can you go to next slide? Perfect. So if you see this, like there are different components of the BPMN. So there are major four which I categorized here. One is events, tasks, gateways, and the pools and the lanes. So we need to understand what exactly they are, because and this is really important to understand the next parts that Prashant is going to explain you with the use case, because these notations are very easy to understand, but they're at the same time, but they are really important for you to design your own BPM and diagram within the Maestro. So if you see, there is a single circle where the process begin. So we are ultimately, it's nothing but like a start of your process where the process begins. So employee submits a request. So if I give an example, employee is submitting a request, or you are getting some email on your in your Outlook, and from there your process is starting. So all those kind of a thing, we can quite say that it's like a start of your process. Then you have task where you have like rectangles, like it's nothing but like activities like review request for a leave or like notifying the employee. Then we have gateways, this that comes with the diamond shape. This is nothing but check if the leave is approved or not. So it's like a either or maybe it will follow different decision at the same time. Then the end event is nothing but like you will be having like a end of your process, or it's like end of your automation has been done for that. So I'll go through each one of them. So if you see the single circle that I mentioned, it's where the process begin. Then the second one is the double circle kind of ring. That is nothing but something that happens in the middle, like receiving a message or you're waiting for something. So that is nothing but the intermediate event. Then the third thing is end event, where marks the completion of the process, which is like a dark circle. So it's nothing but like your end of the process. Then when it comes to task, so we have a different task notations that we mentioned here. The first one is the manual task. It's nothing but like we are doing that particular task without any system support. So it's like a signing a paper. If I give a simple example of signing a paper, it's nothing, there is no kind of a system support, or there is nothing like you're automated anything in that. So that is like a manual task. Then the second one is user task, where it requires human action with the system help, like entering data in the form or anything like that kind of things. And the last one is the service task. It's like a fully automated by the system or a bot. So example, like a say sending an email automatically. So that is nothing but like a service task. So you are going to define in your BPMN, based on which kind of a task you are using, you are going to use that particular notation within your BPMN model. So this shows like a level of automation, what kind of automation you have. So if you see like from level of automation from manual task, it's like there is no automation. User task is like a bit of automation, and service task is like a whole process, is like whole process of that service is automated in that. Then we have gateways. it represents the decision points or a process splits. So it like first one is exclusive. So it's like only one path is chosen in this particular exclusive gateway. Then the parallel is multiple paths happen at the same time. Like you're choosing multiple paths in this parallel gateway. Then the third one is inclusive. One or more paths can be happen depending on the condition. So it might be like with the different example, you will understand that like multiple paths has been followed or not. Then event based, where path depends on the external event. So that will also you will come to know within the demo and you will understand that. But the gateways are nothing but like a decision point where you are going to triage that your request towards multiple paths. Like it could be either one or multiple or based on the events and all that. But these are the notation that you need to understand and remind that okay, we have to use it according to the process that we are going to continue for the maestro. Then the next thing is the pools and the lanes. So it's mainly used to show who is responsible for the each task, the tasks that we created, right? So who is responsible for that particular task. And the pools mainly defined represents like a different organizations or a major participants in that. And lanes are nothing but like represent roles or departments within the same organization. So if you see this notation here, there are different roles, and within those roles, you will see different tasks. With those tasks are related to which process and which department, it will be we will be designing according to that. And if you are a business analyst, definitely you will know like how swim lanes and all those things work, so it will be easier for that. But yeah, we will see the everything in the demo. So that is the major important part where we are going to focus on. So go to next slide, Prashant. So here we are going to get a simple example of like one of the invoice matching use case and try to understand the BPM and diagram for that. So the first step is invoice receipt, where invoices arrives via email and are uploaded into our processing system. So it's a simple process where you are getting invoice first via email and we are uploading it to the system. Second one is PO matching, where we are actually invoices are automatically matched against the purchase order. If they are matching, great. If not, manually like resolution has been triggered. So if you see this, like just by looking at it, you will understand, okay, there is some kind of a decision that we are making. So we are going to do that. Then the third one is discrepancy resolution, and agent steps into like verify issues, communicate with the vendors and update the system. So if there are any kind of discrepancy in that, we are going to update accordingly. Then the fourth one is invoice approval, where the finance team reviews the invoice. If the rejected, the vendor is notified. If approved, the process continues. And at the end, if the approved invoice is there, then we are going to post it into SAP system. So it's very simple invoice matching process where we are getting invoices, checking like discrepancies, updating it, rejecting approval, and posting at the end into the SAP. So how you are going to transform that into like your BPMN model? That's the major thing. So go to next slide, Prashant. Okay, so if you see this first one where I used is the a single circle, that is nothing but the start event, where we are getting the invoice. So if you see this, it mentioned that receiving the invoice. Then say, and the upper part, if you see the brackets, those are nothing but like a comments within the Maestro. And receive invoice, where we have a single start event. Then the task, if you see this, it's automate like invoice to PO matching. So this is nothing but the automation that we have. So it's our task that we need to do. So whether this PO matching is resolution required or it doesn't require. So if you focus on the previous second step, we mentioned that we are going to do whether the invoice is matching or not matching, invoice matching to the PO or not. So if it is matching, then we are going to follow like resolve. If it requires any kind of a resolution, then we are going for the resolve discrepancy. If it doesn't require any resolution, then it will follow the no approach and it will directly go for the invoice approval. So this rectangles, if you see, those are nothing but the tasks that we are doing, and the like a diamond shape with the cross, it's nothing but the first one where we are going to choose either this path or that path, like either yes or no. So based on that, it will take different paths. And where we have a resolve discrepancies. If you see, that is again one of the tasks, but it comes with an agent. So resolve discrepancies is nothing but, like, if you see, there is a notation over there that like denotes the agent. That means it will, this is nothing, resolve discrepancies is nothing but our agent that will perform in at that time, and it will resolve all the discrepancies, and it will go to the next part where it will do the all the actions for resolving the discrepancy. Then it will come back to the again decision point, where it will either uh, based on the discrepancies resolution, either it will be resolved or rejected. So if your discrepancies are rejected, we are going to notify the vendor the invoice has been rejected. And if you see invoice rejected, there is a dark circle, like circle, bold circle is there. That means your invoice, like your invoice is rejected, and your, this is nothing but your end of the process. And if your like resolved discrepancies has been resolved and it went for the invoice approval, it will follow the same thing from the first part, and it will go to the second last diamond shaped exclusive decision gateway, where it will decide whether we are going to reject this invoice or approve this invoice. If we are going to reject, it will follow the same for the invoice rejection, and if it is approved, then it will directly go for the post invoice to SAP, and finally invoice has been processed. So it's a very simple process. If you see the steps that we have it in the previous slide, how we transform that into the BPMN diagram, that is the major goal. And how, what are the different BPMN notation that we used in this, that's the major part that I wanted to show it to you, how we have to utilize the BPMN notations within like UiPath Maestro. So everything you will see one by one from now. Prashant will take it over, and he will continue with the remaining things, like technical things, and like a use case that we are going to design for that. So over to you, Prashant.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's look at the technical setup, what we need to implement UiPath Maestro. So initially we need a active automation cloud account to manage your automation work and resources. And the organization that is selected should have agent service enabled in it, and automation developer license should be assigned to the account, whichever you are using. And we should have an agent access license, like when you run a process in UiPath Maestro, it uses kind of units, right? Whether it is agent units or platform units, whatever it is, that license should be available in the in your automation cloud. And all these things should be enabled within your organization, like orchestrator, integration services, and robot accounts to run the flow, UiPath Maestro flow. And you should have UiPath Studio enabled within your tenant of your organization. And you should have personal automation setup where you can test it in your personal workspace, or you want to test it in unattended mode. So you should have a personal automation setup so that you run it either attended or unattended as per your requirement. And you should have various provisions, like you should have a role of automation publisher or folder administrator to deploy the solutions and then test them in the UiPath Maestro. So now let's look into UiPath Maestro, like what is the architecture of it, what are the capabilities it has, and interaction between UiPath bots and agents and integration services. Okay, let me move on to UiPath Maestro. So this is the orchestrator that I'm having at the moment. So here I can go to UiPath Maestro through this way, like directly clicking here, or I can even select the service available in the left side menu here, Maestro. So if I click it, I will come on to the Maestro page. Yeah, so this is the Maestro. Here we have a lot of things. We will discuss this later. But for now, let's create a small model so that like we understand the capabilities of it from here. So by clicking the modeling, like we have created a solution here. Like we have created a UiPath Maestro project, and if you like, we'll go through like each element or each component available on this agentic process. So UiPath Maestro is nothing but a agentic process. Like agent is basically different, and agentic process is different. So agentic process is nothing but UiPath Maestro project. So you have a explorer symbol here where you can see the explorer and projects that are available within it. You can click on open data manager. So on data manager, like you can create variables and arguments that you can use within your process. So you can create variables or arguments from here. And here, like if you, while building, if you have any issues, then all the issues will be shown here as well as here. Here you can see validation issues, right? So all the issues will be showcased at both the places. And when, if you deploy something, then it will show in here. Like if you deploy the solution, all the processes or agents related to this particular solution can be seen here. So if I go on to the Explorer back, if I right click this solution, I can create any of these items here, either a new agentic process within this solution, or agent, or RPA workflow, or app, custom app, or escalation app. You can create any of these solutions from here. And if you have an existing solution, then you can import from there, from this option. And you can also open it in Studio desktop if you need, and you can rename the solution name here, and you can see the properties of this particular solution from this option. And if you click on this option, so this is a agentic process. So you can create a new agentic process or import a BPMN file, and you can utilize that in here. You can modify it from here, and you can rename this, or you can see the properties, and you can debug the this particular solution from these two options. And this is the BPMN file where we are actually gonna create the flow.
Prashant, if you can like show that import BPMN. So we have one question, like there is an option over there, importing. If you click on that, so one of the question in the chat we have is like, you can how can we import the BPMN file from the different place? So definitely here is the place you are going to go, and you are going to import your like you are going to choose your BPMN file and import that. So it will come into this particular UiPath Maestro. Yeah, go ahead, Prashant. Sorry.
Yeah. And if you look at the top banner here, so you can see the solution name here and the agentic process name. And under this, you can see the options called debug and debug step by step. So debug is nothing but you will be running the whole process. Like it will run each element or each task, and this debug step by step will run one step at a time, like one element at a time or one task at a time, so that you can see what variables it is creating, or what it is actually doing, whether you are getting an issue, or like while doing the testing you can use this particular option, and you can publish it to either tenant or personal feed through the publish option. So if I click on this, so you can see the location, either it is tenant or your personal workspace, and you can change the version if you need, and you can write the change log, whatever changes you made to the solution, you can write the log here. And once you publish it, you will see it in the solution folder inside your tenant. So if I come right the uh, to the screen, like here we see an option called submit as template. So if you click this submit as template, it will create a template so that anyone from your organization can reuse this particular solution. So you can create small processes, and you can create them as template, and you can like reuse them within other BPMN solutions. You can also share this solution with anyone. Like you need to provide the email address while sharing the solution. And if you see this banner here, like it is a toolbar menu. We call it as a toolbar menu. Like it offers a variety of BPMN elements like events, gateways, tasks, and sub processes. So if you see, like all these things were explained by Akhil previously, like except complex gateway. Like if none of the above gateways doesn't work, then you can also build your custom gateway. Like you can code it yourself here. So these are the tasks that are available with under tasks. And I saw a question in the chat, like what is the difference between user task and manual task? So user task is nothing but like you will need an application or software to like solve that particular task. Whereas for manual task, you will have to do it manually. Like the solution will just notify you that you'll have to resolve it manually. So here we will not be having any solution, only people can resolve that. So if you come, like there are a lot of other tasks here, and business rules task is like it executes logic via a business rules engine. Like it uses DMN. DMN is nothing but decision model notation. Like what DMN does is like it makes the complex decision making process more transparent and efficient. So you can also run scripts from this solution, and you can call any activity, like you can call any other BPMN process that is already built. So using this particular activity, you can call that particular solution. So if you want to create like if your solution is becoming clumsy, you can create sub processes. Like within sub processes, you can build something and you can collapse it. Like you will not see it clumsy within your solution. And sub process, this is collapsed and this is expanded. And these are the various other events. Like whenever you want to start an event, like this should be any start event should be available to run the BPMN solution. Not only this, like you can use this one also, message start event. For example, if you are going to receive a email in your mailbox, then this particular event will wait until your box receives a email. So only then this particular solution will kick start. And timer start event, like you can provide a timer like when it should actually start. You can provide you can schedule it from here. And conditional start, you can provide any condition. And signal start, there are a lot of other events here. You can go through each one of them. Like if you drag it here, and if you just hover on this particular question symbol, so you can see the description of this particular element or task. So you can also store the data, or you can also store the data in data object. So this is something like these are all the elements or tasks that are available within BPMN solutions. And this is the properties panel. So whenever you put a element here, you can modify the properties of this particular element. Like you can implement it here. Like if you want to implement a logic, then you will have to do it from here. And like if we see this banner, let me explain this one first. So if you want to interchange this with some other element, then you can click on this particular element, and you can just click on any element that you want. So it will just replace it. And you can add a end event. You can add all these events after this particular task. Uh, Like even if you add any task, you will have the same options that are showing here. So you can have end event after this particular task, or you can have a exclusive gateway or task or intermediate event, or you can also write annotations. Like you can like you can describe what this particular task actually does, and you can delete it, or you can connect it to a different activity which you place after this. So for example, if I take a task here and I want to implement this particular task, then I'll be doing it from properties panel. So I also have a option called as XML. So you can modify this XML and you can build complex logics. Like you can create complex properties from here. But in properties, these are the pre-built properties that are showing here. So these are the options that show me when I open a task, and these are the things I can do from this particular option. Like I can create a action app task. Like if I have created an app and I have pushed something to that action center app, then I can use this particular option to create the task. And I have to select the action, like whatever app I'll be using, I have to select that app from here. And I can start and wait for a RPA workflow. I have created something in UiPath Studio and I want it to run it here. So I can use a RPA workflow here. I can create an agent and I can run an agent on this particular solution. I can also get the external agent. Like there are various options available in under here. So I can use these options and I can also run the external agent. And not only that is created in UiPath, you can get a external agent and run in the UiPath Maestro. Start and wait for external workflow. So you have created something outside of UiPath. So you can use this option as well to run the external workflow. Start and wait for our API workflow. So like if you have created something in Postman and you want to use it, then you can use this one. Start agentic process. This is nothing but starting an other BPMN process that you have built previously. So you can leverage this option and you can call a new BPMN solution into this solution. Start and wait for agentic process. This is same. And execute business rules. Like in orchestrator, we have got a new tab called business rules. So we can create a business rules from here, and we can create a queue item as well from this particular option. Create and wait for queue item. Like you will be creating a queue item, and like this particular active will be keep checking the checking whether the queue item is has been placed into the queue or not. Based on that, it will take further action. Execute connector activity. Like you can create any integration service activity and you can execute it from here. Wait for connector event. Like as I said, if my mailbox is getting a mail, then this particular option will wait for a mail that is received in my mailbox, and based on that it will proceed ahead. And you can also use execute script. Like if you have some script, then you can use it in here. Like you have option like you can provide a JSON script here, JS script. Okay, this is related to like properties panel. And if you click on this is a output panel. Like whenever you run a solution, you will see the outputs here. And this is the beautiful aspect of this particular solution. Like you also have the access to autopilot. So using this autopilot, you can ask the like solution, you can ask this autopilot, like if you want to know something related to this particular process that you just built, then you can just put a prompt here and it will provide the solution to this that particular question. Or if you want to build a BPMN solution based on a prompt, then you can just provide a prompt here, and it will create a basic flow for you. Like you can use that flow, or you can modify it and like use it however you want, but it will provide a flow for you, like if you provide a proper prompt. And you can also send a some image, like based on that image this particular solution will create the BPMN solution as well. So if you have some like basic image, then this particular like autopilot will generate a BPMN diagram for you. And you can also ask anything related to UiPath Maestro or RPA in general. So this will provide everything that you need. And here you see in the left panel, you see all the applications, assets, connections, processes that are invoked into this particular solution. For example, this one you see, right? So this is the agentic process that I have used in this particular solution. And if I am using any queues, then I can get it from here, storage buckets and action center catalogs. So everything can be visualized here. So like if I go on to Studio, like whenever you create a solution, right, the solution will come and store in here, like under UiPath Studio Web. So all these solutions will be stored here, agentic process, agent, RPA workflow, or any action center app. So anything can be stored, will be stored here. And from import menu, you can import any of these four options, like whatever you want. And let's for now just see, let's see a small use case. Like, so this is a process in general. I'll explain what this process does is. So like I'll send a mail to my mailbox, like it is related to a loan application or savings account creation. I'll send a mail to my mailbox, and the files are already stored in OneDrive. So like the bot will check for the email. If an email is received, then it will read through the email and it will check whether it is a savings account or loan application account, and get the file from the OneDrive that I have stored, either through like application loan, like a loan application for details or savings account details. I'll get it from OneDrive, and I'll create a savings account in this particular flow. And in this flow, I'll create a loan application, right? So this loan application and savings account creation will be happening on the UI Bank application. Like I hope you all are aware of this particular application, UI Bank. So if the amount, loan amount is greater than 500K, then I'll send it to a manual task and I'll just end the process. If it is less than or equal to 500K, then I'll just apply for a loan on UI Bank application. So for example, this is the email that I have already sent. I'll just mark it as unread so that the bot will use it. So what I have put in here is I have just put the path where the file resides in OneDrive. So the bot will go to this particular location and it will get the details of the savings account. So let me do the debug for this particular process. So it will show all the elements or process that we are using in this particular process. So for example, here I am using OneDrive integration service connection, and these are all the processes that I have built and published to UiPath Orchestrator. So I am calling these into these elements. So these processes will run when I debug it. So I have started the debugging, and if you see we are getting the outputs here, and you will get a execution trail here. So execution trail is nothing but it will show you each and every element that is processing within your solution. So here if you see like under this process we have a start event, right? So under this we'll have all the details, how much time it took for processing it, and element name and element ID. And let me okay, let me rerun it. So during the debugging mode, we can't change anything. Like even if you change, it will not save. When you hover on any particular element, you'll see a red dot. You can create a breakpoint here. So the bot will stop here for your next action. So here it will show each and every element that is processing. And if you have a process that ran, right? Then for example, this is a process, right? So after execution, we will see a option here where you can actually go to the UiPath job where it executed. So savings account is generating here, is getting generated. And you can see all the variables that this particular activity or element is using. So this is the
Prashant,
folder.
if you can minimize the proper like that output panel, maybe you can just so that the yeah, this will be better to see.
Yeah, you can see the variables that this particular activity has used. So if you click on the properties panel, here in the inputs, it is asking for ID. So ID is coming from the get file for savings account activity. So if you go down here in the output, you will see ID, right? This particular ID is getting used by this process. So like these details will be used, and this is how it is creating the savings account in UI Bank application. And if I go back to details, for example this one, so you can see a service task here, right? So you can open the job details as well. So you can see all the logs in this particular job. Okay, these are the details and these are the logs of this particular process. I mean nothing is there in here, but you can see all the logs of this process from here. And now let's move back to UiPath Maestro page. So here you can see process instances and process incidents. Like process instances is like it will show all instances published to this tenant. Like you can also start a new run from this instances page. Like we'll go there. Like if you move down, like here in the recent projects, you can see all the projects that you have opened or worked on recently, and you can also see all the projects from this option. And you can see process templates here, like for like general things like invoice processing or insurance claiming, like all the templates are already available, so you can reuse them directly, and you can modify them as you need for your processes. And process monitoring is like it allows you to oversee your top 5 processes with the most instance runs. So these are the instances, like how many times I have ran this particular process is 6. And these are the incidents, like if I get any failure, right, that we call it a incident. So whenever I get a failure, this number will go up. Like on 12th I had 8 incidents, like 8 failures I had in any of the process that I executed. And live instances provides you the overview of the total live instances of all processes and the distribution of instances that are running and failed. And process instances, like this is where you can run the process directly, right? And if I go into process instances page, like you can find top 5 processes by instances and by duration. Also the process instance status represented graphically here. So how many jobs have completed, how many cancelled, or how many failed, all the information can be shown in this graphical representation. And you can see all the processes here and their particular details, like how many got completed and how many faulted, or how many total executions were made, and how many versions of this particular processes are available here. So under process incidents, this is a graphical representation of incidents over time. Your top 10 processes with failures and top 10 failed elements are available here. So what all 10 elements got failed, all these details can be visualized here. And you can also see through one process at a time. Like for example, if I want to see this process, right? If I click on that, I can see all the runs that have happened, and I can look through each of the details again. Like I can click on this, I can get into it, and I can see all the details of this particular job. So this is what you just saw when I ran it in a attended mode. But all these details will be showcased only when you run it in a unattended mode, like when you run it from the orchestrator jobs, or when you put a trigger, then all these details will be showcased. And if you see this particular diagram here, you can see like on this particular element, save event element, you see 5 number, right? So which means this particular activity was executed in all the 5 instances. Okay, so similarly, if you see on this particular element, this element got executed only twice, and these executed thrice, which means savings account got created 2 times, and loan application has happened 3 times. So that is what it is. And if you go into monitoring tab, you can also see the heat map here, like where it took most time. So for example, you see more red here, right? So this is taking more time, and savings account generation is taking more time, and this also. So you can see the heat map as well, and you can see all the instance details here, and you can see the same thing, right? This heat map details, like savings account generation is taking 32 seconds on an average, and similarly other elements as well. And this is by duration. So you can see all the details. And from optimize panel, like you can create a process mining project. Like if you have access to your access to process mining, and if you have data within it, then you can also create a process mining on the data that the bot has executed in the previous instances. So so you can see where actually the more time is taking, and you can optimize the solutions, right, using the uh, using the data that is showing in the process mining, right? So that is how you optimize, or if there is any bottlenecks, like if there is any failures, or if there is any improvements that can be done, then you can see from here and you can do that as well. Yeah, this is it for today, and like in the next session we will be seeing these in detail. Like I'll be running the process in unattended mode at that time, and we can see like we can talk more about these in the next session.
Yes.
Great job,
So
Prashanth.
Thanks.
perfect. So for today's session, everyone, like our main goal was to give a like basic understanding about all the notations for the BPMN, like how BPMN works and different parts of the Maestro, like how we went into all the details, like all the properties, which property to use at what time. All those things we mainly thought of like sharing with you and discussing with you about like when to use which particular properties and different tasks and the events and the gateways. So I hope that is clarified to you guys. And most of the question we like clarified in the chat, but feel free. We still have 4 more minutes to go. So if you have any question, if you can unmute yourself and if you want to ask question, please go ahead. And I posted like my LinkedIn profile as well. So similarly, Prashant and everyone will post their LinkedIn profiles. So if you want to connect on the LinkedIn and discuss separately, that's also fine. We are always available for you. So make sure like you are connecting with us on the LinkedIn as well.
Hi Akhil, this is Ankit.
Yes,
Good
Ankit.
evening. Good evening from India. Uh, Probably most of the people are from US, so that's why I'm saying like that. So I want to ask question. How does the major difference between a BPMN process and the process which I'm making in my studio workflow? Considering that I have the opportunity or the the environment to give a task to the end user, which he can always go and do the all sort of approvals and all. And here also we are doing kind of same thing, we are giving the user task or maybe the manual task. So, I mean, I have all the, ability to do the integration within my workflow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead, Prashant.
Yeah, so as we said earlier, so the UiPath Maestro is a place where we uh, get everything in one place, like AI agents or RPA workflows or like human. So everything into one place. Like for example, let's say like you rightly said that you can send a task from UiPath Studio as well. But what's happening here is like if you take a bigger picture, like if you have 10 processes which are interlinked, and if you want to visualize it into at a single place, right? Then you won't be able to do it in UiPath Studio. So that is like you can do it, but that's quite complex. Like you can connect everything, connect the dots within UiPath Maestro, and you can easily visualize them, right? So all of them will be running in front of you, and you can see where the actual issue is. And as we spoke, right, we also saw the monitoring and optimization tabs, where which process is taking more time, or like where we can do the improvements. All those things can be done through UiPath Maestro.
Yeah. And on top of that, like it's not just the of like implementation. On top of that, if you have noticed that the heat map and the other process mining integration where you can send the data, all those different capabilities, Maestro, it comes with that. So like you can't do all those things in that. You can definitely create and implement, and you want to do that, definitely you can do it within the studio. But Maestro comes with its own different kind of a features and the capabilities.
And when you do it within your UiPath Studio, right, like business analyst who will be building the actual flow chart, like they will not be able to understand what's actually happening. But when you plug everything behind the flow chart, and when it's running in front of them, so they will be pretty clear that so this is what we have built, and this is what is happening.
Thank you, Prashant and Akhil, for this clarification. Love that. One last question. You have explained earlier that let's suppose the manual task would be like signing of a paper, and user task probably the action in the action center where a user is going and approving something. So let's suppose that I have coming along with the user task, and I actually have to sign a paper. So how that can be seen in the BPMN, whether now I have signed the paper and moving on from this particular step to the next step.
So signing the paper, you mean to say in Action Center?
I'm not sure,
So
but
he meant to say one of the manual tasks in your Maestro diagram as well, Prashant, right?
yes,
It's some
yes,
manual
yes,
task.
yes.
So what he meant to say is after that manual task, how it will take it to the next step.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that is exactly my question.
Yeah, in the diagram I have just put it that way because like there is like I don't have any other solution there, but we can create an agent there and send that particular email to agent, and we can ask the agent to send a mail to that particular user saying that this cannot be processed and you need to process it manually as the amount is quite big for this particular scenario.
So
Okay,
Ankit, it's totally depends on the kind of a use case you have. So sometime it might be end of the process, like if it is going for a manual and after that will be just ending the process. Or it might, if you want to continue after that, after signing a paper, then you need to either create a RPA workflow or a agent or something to connect the dots in between. But yeah, at the end of the whole story is just you need to connect the dots with
connect the
the,
dots. Yeah,
yeah, right.
right.
Basically,
Thank you,
the
Atul.
handshake
Thank you, Prashant.
between the two components.
Right.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
that's
we
great,
are
Chintan.
pretty much over the time. Diana, like, are we good
Yeah,
or?
no, I think we're good. You guys, really good job today. Thank you for presenting. Also, just so everybody knows, you really should attend the session on Thursday because they're going to have a little Menti quiz where you can win a prize. So please join us. We should have some more fun on Thursday. And great job.
Yes. Thank you. I think yeah, that's pretty much all. Feel free to ask question on LinkedIn. Not a problem at all. And thank you so much for joining the session today.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.